Hello, and welcome to the beginning iPad training course. Here we're just going to go over some real basic stuff about the iPad. We're just going to go over the home page, the quick launch bar, what you can do in the settings app, the Safari app, our notification bar, taking screenshots, doing some photo editing, customizing some apps, and closing apps that are in the background. So let's get started here. We're just going to go over the home page. It's pretty basic. We have our icons here. We can swipe over to the left, and you should have some more apps on that side too as well, like PDF Expert, Google Earth, other apps that you may have downloaded to the iPad. On this home page, we have our Safari app, our Mail app, the App Store, and our Settings app. So let's take a look at our quick launch bar. So to access the quick launch bar, we just put our finger down here at the bottom, and then we just drag up. And you'll see that it pops open this little bar down here. Here we can adjust volume. So we could turn down the volume if we wanted to quickly and easily. We could turn on Wi-Fi. We could turn it off. Here's Bluetooth, airplane mode, which completely shuts off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Do not disturb mode, and screen lock mode. So if I tilted the iPad to the right or left and put it in landscape mode, I could lock it so it would never go back into portrait mode. We could also do the screen brightness. So here we can adjust screen brightness. This will help conserve battery just by adjusting this up and down. We can also access our time. Here we can do like a stopwatch, or an alarm, and we can access our camera. So we can click on this and go straight to the camera and take a picture. The Settings app. So back at the home page, we'll click on the Settings app, which is this one right here, and it'll take us to this. In this section, we'll have our Wi-Fi, and this is exactly where you'd want to browse for Wi-Fi networks, which is pretty much the most important thing in this whole Settings app, and pretty much all you'll really do within the Settings app. So here we'll click on Wi-Fi, and we'll browse out for a network. As soon as you click on this, choose a network will pop open and show you networks that are within your range that you can connect to. If they have locks, that means they're locked down. They have a security passcode, and you won't be able to connect to those unless you know it. If they don't have a lock, it'll show like this, and those are open public Wi-Fi networks, or somebody that actually forgot to set a security lock for their Wi-Fi. As soon as we click on one of these, it's going to prompt us for the security code. As soon as you put in the security code, it'll actually pop it up here at the top, and it'll put a check mark by it. And up here in the top left-hand corner, it'll show that you're connected to that Wi-Fi. If you want to find more information about that Wi-Fi network, you can simply click on the I button, and this will just give you a little bit more information about that network. So we clicked on the I button, and here we can see that it's on auto join, and auto join means that whenever this Wi-Fi network is within range, it'll automatically join to it. Here it shows our IP address, so if you ever needed to know the network IP address or the router IP address, you can find it in this page too as well. Here we're going to click on the Safari app. Safari app's just like any web browser. It's just like Internet Explorer or Firefox or Google Chrome. It is the gateway to the internet. So let's click on Safari, and it'll go to your default home page. As you can see, this is set up to be google.com. So up here at the top, this is the address bar. It's also a search engine too as well. So you can type anything up here, like what's 100 yards in meters, and it'll browse out and tell you what it is. You can type in anything you want up at the top there, and it's going to display what Google goes out and grabs. You can also type in an actual physical address like www.ebay.com, or you could type in NFL.com, or whatever you're browsing for. Up here in the top right-hand corner, you'll notice the plus sign. This is where you open up another web page, giving you another tab and keeping this one open. So let's click on the plus, and here we'll actually type in NFL.com. It'll take us to that page, and back and forth, we can swap back and forth between web pages that we had opened. Up at the top here, we can click on this box, and if we really like the page, we can save it as a favorite. We could email it to somebody as an attachment saying, hey, look at this. So there's several different things you can click on in here that is useful. You can also close out of these. So if I opened up another tab, I'd have 3 tabs open, and I can close them out just by simply clicking on that tab, and it'll show an X here, and I could click the X and then click on this tab and click the X and click on this one and close it out. We have another way to close them out. We can click on the boxes here, and this will give us another view where we can close them out just by clicking the X's here or sliding them up, and they'll close out that way as well. I wouldn't advise opening too many tabs, as the more tabs you open up, the slower your iPad's going to function. So keeping it to a bare minimum of 3 to 5 is good. Actually, just leaving 1 is even better. And just making sure that they're all closed up. The notification bar. You can access the notification bar by taking your finger from the top of the iPad and dragging down, and it'll display this notification bar. This will show you the date, weather, events that you may have in your calendar. It'll also show you some widgets if you have them available. We'll go into that later. And that's pretty much it to the notification bar. To get out of it, you simply just drag your finger from the bottom up, and it'll close that out, and it'll take you back to your home page or whatever you were on. So taking a screenshot. Screenshots are really nice because let's say you want somebody to look at something and it's on your iPad. You can click on 2 buttons and it'll take a picture of it, and you can email it to them. Let's say you're looking at Google Earth and you want to show somebody where you are going to be working at on a construction site. You could take a picture of it and email it to them. You could also take a picture of it and put it into PDF Expert and make edits to it and then email it to somebody. So screenshots are pretty cool. And you can do this by pushing down the power button and the home button at the exact same time. Now, if you push on the power button first and then the home button, it's not going to work. It's basically going to close your iPad. And you'd have to press on it again to wake it up. So you got to click on them at the exact same time. And once you do that, it'll flash and take a picture just like a camera would. And you'll actually hear it click too as well, knowing that you took a screenshot. And to access that screenshot, it's going to go into your Photos section. So once you've taken the screenshot, you click on the Photos app. Here we took a screenshot of our homepage, and here we clicked on the Photos app, and you can see it right in there. If we click on it here, it'll actually blow it up, giving us a bigger picture. And then from here, we can actually click on this box, giving us some more options to do with it. So let's click on that one. And that'll open up this bar down here, which will give us the option to either open it up in our mail app, Facebook. We can click on more, and it'll show us more of our apps that we do have currently on our iPad. So for instance, if we did want to import it into PDF Expert, we click on more, and it would show more apps like PDF Expert and other ones. So for this instance, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Mail app, and it's going to attach this picture into my email. And so from here, it opens up the email, attaches the picture, it shows us what size it is, and we would type in the email address here and our subject and send it off. This time, we'll take that picture, that same picture, and we'll click on the Edit button. And let's say we only want them to see a certain portion of this picture. Like, for instance, I only want them to see the settings and the app down here. So I click on Edit, I go down here, and I click on Crop. And as you can see, it highlights the 4 corners. And here I can drag this down into this section and let them only see the Safari and the Mail. So they don't see anything else. And as soon as I hit done, that's it. It crops the picture, and that picture is gone. And now this is what's left. I could also, if I wanted to show an angle, I could angle this by grabbing this bar and dragging it to the left or right. And as you can see, I just dragged it to the right, and it rotated the picture to the left. I can click on the colors, and I can change the color of that picture. So once you click on the color section, it'll give you mono, noir, fade, chrome, various different colors that you can change the picture to. Here we chose noir, and it changed it to kind of like a black and white look. Customizing apps. So here, when we get into customizing apps, you're basically holding your finger down on an app, and you'll see them jiggle. And then I can take that and I can move it into, let's say I wanted to combine Google Earth and Google Maps and, you know, another map program, and I could name it. I could drag them all into one and name them maps. I could take some voltage drops and a conduit bend, and I could drag them into each other and say, you know, electrical tools or what have you. So that's kind of customizing apps. I could also take this and rearrange them. I could put PDF Expert up here. I could take it and move it and hold it over here to this side, and it'll go to the next page, and I could drop it there, or I could hold it over here and it'll move over that page and it'll take it there. So here's a little video that shows you exactly how to customize these apps. See, as I hold my finger down, they're all jiggling. Then you hold your finger on it again and you drag it around. And once you drop it in a box, you can name that whatever you want to. You can call it, like I said, test, electrical equipment or electrical tools, apps, useless apps, whatever you want to call them. And to get out of that, you just press the home button or off the screen. Here, I'll take that app and move it around and put resistors up at the top, and as you can see, the apps rearrange themselves. I can swipe over to the other screen, take that box, like I was showing you earlier, and drop it on our home page. So that's customizing apps. Closing apps in the background. How we're going to close out, so let's say we open up Mail and the App Store and Safari and iBooks and Maps and videos and photos. All of those are residing in the background here. Now, they're not necessarily chewing up data, but they're slowing the iPad down some. So we want to make sure that those apps are closed in the background and they're not just sitting there open. Sometimes you could have, you may not even know it, but there's like 20 apps that are running in the background. It also drains up your battery. So closing those out is definitely a good idea. And this is exactly how you do it. You double click on this home button and it pushes this screen in and shows you multiple screens behind it. And we can single close them out, or we can use two fingers and close them out that way. And this video will show you exactly how that's done too as well. So here I double click and there's the single, or there's closing out multiples. As you can see, I have several apps residing in the background, so we close them all out and we press the home button and we go back to our home screen. So that's it for the iPad training. The next one will be an intermediate course. So like I said, I was just going over the basics on this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. Thank you.